So the other day I heard someone say that you will know that you've met your soulmate or twin flame because you will feel a peace, relaxation, and comfort that you've never experienced before. Honestly, that made me laugh because he really made it out to seem like that was the predominant feelings that you're going to experience with a soulmate. I can tell you that's not necessarily the case. That's not to say that I haven't felt with a soulmate a peace, relaxation, and comfort that I haven't experienced with others, but it's not the predominant feeling, which led me to want to talk about, in general, misconceptions when it comes to soulmates and twin flames. So first of all, I want to get rid of the idea of a twin flame in general, because it implies that there's only one per lifetime, and that is not the case. And secondly, I want to address this idea, we get, because of the word mate and the way we use it in English a lot, we get this idea that it's going to be a romantic relationship, and that's not the case either. If anything, I can say that I've had 3 soulmates at a minimum that I've encountered in my lifetime that I would be willing to put my foot down on, and 2 of them were friends and not romantic relationships at all. So, of all of the spiritual teachings that I've been privileged to study, both from actual mystery schools and mundane spiritual teachings, the best way I've found to explain it is this. We have God, source, spirit, cosmic consciousness, broke itself down into what some call monads. According to some, there are possibly 60,000 million monads. Each one of those 60,000 million monads broke itself down into 12 souls, each of those 12 souls broke itself down even further into 12 soul extensions. We are one of those 12 soul extensions. So that means at a minimum, we have another 11 soul extensions from the soul that we come from as soulmates. You can start to understand why I don't like the concept of a twin flame. Then, even if you want to tribally consider, you've got the one monad you come from, which breaks itself down into 12, which breaks itself down into 12. At a minimum, that's 144 other soul extensions inhabiting bodies, spirits having a temporary human experience on this earth at any one time that could be technically monad mates. So sure, you might have 11 other soulmates. Technically, you've got 144 other monad mates walking around on earth at any given time, potentially. So that's one of the things from actual experience I find to be the biggest of the misconceptions, is that you're only going to find one per lifetime potentially, and that it's going to be a romantic relationship. Definitely not the case, because we have so many to choose from. Next, we have this misconception, because of the conceptions we have of soulmates, that you're gonna want to do everything together, that you're gonna love all the same things. I talk about this in one of my very first videos I ever did for YouTube about relationships in general. We are spirits having a temporary human experience. You cannot ignore that temporary human experience. It's something we're experiencing. So after you get over that, what I call new cow smell honeymoon phase, where you're comfortable doing things that you otherwise don't want to do because you're high on hormones, you're gonna start recognizing that you don't have a lot of things in common. You might have some things in common, but you might not have as many things in common as you were hoping. depending on when you meet these people in your lifetime, peace, relaxation, and comfort might not be the predominant experience with them, let alone joy. Now, that said, if I was going to say what the one theme that runs through a soulmate relationship, let alone all the best relationships, that is unconditional love without judgment. But the misconception there is that unconditional love without judgment means accepting and tolerating everything the person does. That's not the case either. My best friend, for instance, who passed away when I was 20. I was just about to turn 20. She and I didn't approve of everything the other one did, but we loved each other and we didn't judge each other for what the other did, though we were not always happy with what each other did. But we loved each other until the day she died. Unconditional love without judgment. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean you're always going to approve of what somebody does. And like I said, this goes for not just soulmate relationships, but relationships in general. The best relationships have unconditional love that is eternal, that will never die, without judgment. And it's unmistakable, that feeling. Once you experience real love, you will never mistake anything else for love again. I can tell you that much, whether it comes from a soulmate or not. But there is a difference between not being judgmental and approving of things. So, let's recap for a second. First of all, let's just get rid of the concept of twin flame entirely. Your soulmates can be more than one. They can be something other than a romantic relationship. They can absolutely be friends. 2 of the 3 that I've run into in my lifetime have been friends and not a romantic relationship. And thirdly, not everybody's experience with the soulmate is going to be the same. Because not everybody's relationship with another person could possibly be the same. So that's part of what drives me nuts when people try to categorize and put in a box some of these things that we just can't. I don't hate to break it to people. In general, because we are the universe looking back at ourselves, sure, but we are having that temporary human experience. Things can be the same and things can be different, no matter what you're talking about. So, whether it be soulmate or something else, recognizing that things in general may not always be as they are romanticized or made out to be is important. Very important. Because sure, with my romantic partner, soulmate, and a comfort and relaxation and peace. That was the other one. With the soulmate that I've experienced that was a romantic relationship, peace, relaxation, and comfort like I've experienced nowhere else. That's something I've experienced with that person. But it's far from the most predominant thing I've experienced with that person. It's something that I experience moments at a time, from time to time. But we also get into arguments about the stupidest things ever. We don't hold them against each other because we know that when we have disagreements about stupid things, that not only are they stupid things, but that they have nothing to do with each other and just how we feel about the subject that we're talking about. But again, I couldn't say that all people that you run into who are soulmates are going to be able to do specific things or make you feel a specific way, because we can only meet each other as intimately or as openly or as closed down as we can meet ourselves. So that's why creating stereotypes like this in general just rubbed me the wrong way. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out the links in the description. We are at the end of the month, which means we're about to be at the beginning of the next month, which means that I will be putting out my monthly email for the email list. I do one a month. That's it. That's how you get in on any of my free workshops and meditations. So make sure you're signed up for that if that sounds interesting to you. I also have my link for Patreon. If you're enjoying my content here, you will definitely appreciate my content over on Patreon, both free and subscription-based, so go check that out. And last but not least, I have spots available for one-on-one work, if that's something you feel you're ready to do. If you want to grow, heal, expand, if you want to make spiritual practice a part of making your life happier and healthier, I want to help you do that. If you're not exactly where you want to be, if you're not feeling the way you want to be feeling in life, I want to help you change that. And you can sign up for my free clarity call, which is that other link in there, so that we can talk about just that. May the energy you serve you well, and let's keep making our way through.